Hello everyone and welcome to yet another episode of StephenMail. We are here opening your mail because you send it, so we feel obligated to open it. This is the first episode in which we have kittens, and we can't move the camera down, but they are currently kind of asleep, which is really good because normally they're crazy.
Oh God! Go back to sleep.
Oh no! Oh no!
Uh-oh.
And the terror begins. Maybe he just got warm. Maybe he's going to lay down over there. Who knows? Anyway, we do have mail to open from you guys, and we're going to get started. The first letter is from San Francisco, California, and we are still pretty behind on mail, but I figured you guys probably know that. But we're getting there. We are actually getting there. I think we are opening it at a rate which is faster than you guys sending it, which is excellent.
Okay. Here
Cool.
you are.
Very, very neat handwriting. Holy crap. Like, super neat. You don't see that very often. Dear StephenMail, konnichiwa. I'm writing this letter mainly just to send a letter to you guys, but also to say hi. I first started watching the vlogs on day 777. Don't ask me why, I don't know either. It was my first exposure to a vlog, so I didn't know what to expect. I had heard from some of my friends that most vlogs were the sit in front of the computer screen kind, so when I saw you opening your viewers' mail, I started to realize that this was no average vlog series. So I began to watch more, and just like that, I became hooked. A few videos later, I began to read what the journey was. It was around spring break when I decided to take this arcane challenge, but it got interrupted by spring break homework. I never could start the journey at this time, so I dedicated an hour or so every day in April for Stephen Vlog. As for my current status, I am on day 175. Why so low, you ask? Well, I felt like if I started from day 0, I would in a way feel disconnected with the newer videos that come out every day. So I started on day 776 and went backwards. From what I've seen in previous mail videos, many who watch your Let's Plays catch what I call the Let's Players virus and start LPing themselves, or at least play along with you. Me, I just watch, because I know they're great quality videos made by an awesome YouTube user, and because they're interesting, of course. My favorite LP would have to be your Pokemon LP, and at the very bottom it says, as of the sending of this letter, the Pokemon LP has not come out yet. I am very aware of this fact, but my love for Pokemon, in addition to my belief that awesomeness comes with time, makes it my favorite LP. Good answer, good answer. As I play Pokemon myself, and am always excited to see what Pokemon people use on their teams. Speaking of Pokemon, I've been starting to get into the Pokemon trading card game. The card frame, along with your love of Magic the Gathering, was what inspired me. Unfortunately, I don't have many friends with which to play the game, so I try to alleviate boredom as much as I can by making Pokemon cards instead. Maybe when the time comes, I'll do the same for Magic the Gathering cards. Anyway, ever since I've started watching the vlog, I've been becoming more hungry more often. My mom, who is not as awesome as Mama George, said once that the average monthly food cost increased by a whopping 15% on that April that I started with the backwards journey. Backwards journey should be a thing, although it'd probably be a little more confusing than forwards journey. Though that came with the advantage of we are now more willing to try foods we've never tried before, and gosh, are the Melting Pot and Papa Murphy's good. Now some questions. Number 1, look at the picture to the right. You may show this to fellow Stephenites. Stephenites? It's
the Golden Gate.
Golden Gate Bridge. Oh, okay, you guys can kind of see that. I'm sorry. I need to have like a button where I click it and it zooms in or something. Do they make those? They probably do.
Yeah, I think so.
Have you ever been here, or more specifically, the city it's associated with? Hint, it's San Francisco.
I've been. I loved San Francisco.
I have not. I've never been to California until the other day when I was in the airport, which doesn't really count, but I landed in San Jose, and that was as close as I've ever gotten to being in California.
My favorite 2 parts of San Francisco was Fisherman's Wharf, because we went and got bread bowls of clam chowder. So good. And then we went to Golden Gate Park and went to the Japanese gardens and had tea, and that was really cool.
If you haven't been to San Francisco, definitely consider vacationing there. We want to, at some point. I don't know when, but we'd like to get there. Number 2, if you were a Pokemon, what types would you be?
Skitty.
Well, I mean, my favorite type of Pokemon are grass, but if I could be psychic, that'd be pretty sweet. Or a ghost. Or a ghost psychic.
You're a robot.
That's not a type. My hand is getting tired, so I'll start to conclude the letter here. A late congratulations for your 1-year anniversary is in order, as well as congratulations on hitting the magic 4 digits on vlog days. From Jamie A. Sent on August 10th to measure how long it takes for the recipient to receive and read this letter. Okay, so roughly a month. We're still about a month behind, although we're getting mail videos out a little more often, sort of. P.S. Sorry if you had a hard time reading this letter. I didn't have a pen. Actually, this was great. This was really fantastic. Your handwriting is amazingly good. It rivals mine. And at the bottom it says, learn Japanese.
You gonna try pronouncing those and then have me correct you?
Sutibun? Is it?
T-Boon.
Sutibun? Maruri?
Yeah, my name's really hard in Japanese because R's and L's are the same letter.
So my name in Japanese is Sutibun.
Sutivun.
Sutibun.
And mine would be Marori.
Maruri.
R and L is the same letter.
Do you roll the R's like you do in Spanish?
It's ro.
What is that?
Lo. Ro. It's R and L is the same thing. So you can't say like low. It's ro. There's an R and the L together.
Maruri.
And then Rocco is the same. It's going to be Rocco.
Rocco. Vlog is...
Bideo.
Bideo Barogu?
Burogu.
Bideo Barogu.
Burogu. Burogu.
Burogu. And let's meet back tomorrow, shall we, is... Ashitawa futatabi aimashao ka?
Let me see that. I can't read kanji very well, so thank you for writing it in Romaji. Ashitawa futatabi aimashuka. Aimashu.
This has been the most interesting letter we've got. We're just sitting here, like, learning.
Ka makes it a question. Ka's another word.
Ashitawa, that's the first word.
Ashitawa. Ashitawa.
Ashitawa. Ashitawa. Ashitawa futatabe. Futatabe. Aimasho. Say that word. Say it for me. Say it for me.
I am a shoe.
I am a shoe.
I am a shoe.
I am a shoe. I am a sock. I am pants and a shirt. Quite a lot.
Ka makes it a question.
Okay, ka. Got it. Interesting. Okay, well, this was a fantastic letter. I really liked the little addition of teaching us Japanese at the end. And like I said, handwriting, big deal. There's a lot. I mean, I don't want to speak badly of the people that send in letters, but so many of the people have very, very bad handwriting.
Speaking as a teacher, many students have bad handwriting.
Yeah, when I was in grade school, when I was in elementary school, one of my favorite classes was penmanship.
You had to take penmanship.
I had to take. You didn't have penmanship?
I had it in 3rd grade when we learned to write cursive, that was it.
I had a penmanship class in elementary school from like kindergarten, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, like 4th grade, like 5 years of penmanship.
No wonder your handwriting looks like type.
Yeah, but so many of my classmates that grew up with me must have abandoned their good handmanship.
Yeah.
Handmanship.
Handmanship.
Oh my goodness, handmanship. Anyway, Jamie, thank you very much for the letter. We're going to move on to the next one, which is from...
Olympia? Stewart?
Olympia, Washington, and it's from Stewart. Open her up.
We were just in Washington.
We were. It's weird, because it feels like forever ago.
And it was 2 weeks.
It was less than that, wasn't it? I mean, I really enjoyed my time in Washington, but especially after getting the cats, like, it feels like forever ago. Stephen, I'm not sure if you are aware, but some people think certain video game characters are homosexual, like Link from Zelda, Cloud from Final Fantasy VII, Sora from Kingdom Hearts, etc. I'm wondering if you think any video game characters are gay, and if so, which ones do you think are gay? Please answer the question on StephenMail. Thanks. That's a really strange letter. Like, it doesn't say hi or how they...
This one question, and it was mailed all the way here.
And then, at the bottom it says, P.S. In my opinion, I think Girahim from Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword is gay. Well, I haven't played Skyward Sword. This is a really weird letter because it doesn't really say hello. It doesn't say,
anything about them.
Anything about them, anything about how they started watching the vlog or anything. It's just like, which video game characters do you think are gay? The only one I can say for certain that's gay is Tony.
I was going to say that.
Tony from Earthbound. If you play through Earthbound, you play as Jeff at one point in the game, and Jeff goes to a boarding school, and the person he's boarding with, Tony, he is gay, and that's confirmed by the creator of the series.
Oh, I never knew it was confirmed.
Mm-hmm. Yep, he actually said so in an interview one time that Tony is gay. He was made to be a homosexual character. Otherwise, I don't think I know of any. No, I mean, I don't think that's something that video games have really pushed, but I think our society is only really now starting to be okay with that. I think. And I mean, we have a long way to go, but that's only in the last, like, probably 10 years that things started to get a little better. We got 10 more to go before we have video games like Brokeback Mountain, the video game. It could happen. It could happen. Anyway, thank you very much for the letter. We're going to move on to the next letter. The next letter is from Midlothian, Virginia, and it's from S.
S. Dot.
S. Dot. S. Dot. At the top it says fanciful diner manners, so this is already the start of a good letter. Dear Stephen, happy anniversary. You may remember me as the guy who sent you a Lego Dumb Drum and Maui Sonic drawing. Yes, I remember you. A lot has happened since I sent you my first letter. I got my first RPG, Super Paper Mario, pack of magic cards, now a mono red deck, and best of all, I started the journey. Previously, I had just jumped all around and watched random episodes. Now on to the question. Stephen, were you bullied in school? Sorry if this brings back bad memories or anything, but I wanted to know. If so, what for and how did you resolve the issue? And hey Mal, do you ever feel awkward when Stephen pulls out the camera? I'll let you start that. You feel awkward when I get the camera out?
Sometimes it was more frequent when you started. When you started vlogging.
But now
it's sort of like, well, Stephen, guess get out the camera. It's pretty average.
Happens all the time. Mm-hmm. As for me being bullied in school, I was actually. I was bullied in school. When I was in elementary and in middle school, I was what a lot of people called me weird. I probably acted weird. I had a weird sense of humor. So I got called weird a lot. I had a few problems in like middle school. Actually, I never got into any fights at school, but I actually got into fights like in my neighborhood. There was a kid who he was actually like a year younger than me, but he always wanted to pick on me, and I guess he did it just because I would take it. I was always a pacifist. I never wanted to fight. I didn't understand why people wanted to fight or roughhouse or do any of that stuff. It didn't make any sense to me because I wasn't like that. And there was one day where the kid went too far and he was riding his bike and he actually spit on me. And I guess I just kind of had enough, and I actually took him and I yanked him off of his bike and shoved him into a ditch and repeatedly punched him in the face until his face was a bloody pulp. But that's the only time that's ever happened. Otherwise, I've been really good. That was in middle school. In high school, I got bullied a little bit by this one guy, but he was kind of a dick to everybody, to be completely fair. Like, he wasn't a very good guy. And I try to just take it. And it's if you're getting bullied in school, talk to adults. And I know that there's this weird stigma about like, oh, if you're going to be a tattletale. No, if you're getting, especially if you're physically, even verbally or physically abused, tell somebody, get it taken care of, because they will stop. It's really not worth it. I don't know why people do that. My mind is not wired the same way that theirs is. I don't know why bullying occurs. It's really friggin' stupid and immature. So if it happens, just tell somebody. I told people, and especially at school, the school didn't do a whole lot about it. But just know that when you get older, that goes away. The immaturity of high school fades away. College, people are more mature. No one's going to bully you in college. If they do,
unless you join like a frat, maybe.
Yeah, that's
if
another
you join
thing
something
entirely.
that is basically high school but college.
Yeah. Anyway, that's my opinion on that. Anyway, and this, it also says like why Jews and pink rhinestone trucker, Sonic trucker hat. Is there too much on here, Rocco? From Sam. P.S. I laughed when you read my friend Jack's letter first, and StephenMail number 7, and mine last. And then there's a little smiley face. Well, Sam, thank you for the letter, and I hope I answered your questions the best I could. We're going to move on to the next letter. Next letter is from...
Steven.
It's from Steven in Mickleton, New Jersey. I like people named Steven because I have a name Steven.
There, have the envelope. And you can have this letter.
Dear Stephen and Mal, hello again. This is Steven, otherwise known as Wicked3DS on YouTube. First off, congrats on the new apartment. This now means we can enjoy more of Mama and Papa George, your friends, and of course, the lovely Rocco. And at the time of writing, no one knows that we have now cats. It's crazy. Next, I would like to congratulate you for the journey. I made it through in late June, and I enjoyed every second of it. If I gave a list of my favorites, I could be here all day, but I will rate day 57, oh F the bread, as I must have went back and watched it like 10 times while making the journey. Watching all of these videos has been rewarding because your almost constant positive attitude makes viewers feel good, especially when they get to laugh at Alex Dan or even your own antics. It is also heartwarming to see your long-distance relationship endure and result in a great marriage. I wish you guys the best along your own journey. Sappy stuff aside, I'll move on to the Let's Plays. I've watched about 20 to 25 Skyrim episodes, which I want to watch more, and I have enjoyed it. Surprisingly, I have loved the first few episodes of Little Big Planet 2. I didn't really know what to expect, but I must say it looks like a lot of fun. As I said in my last letter, I look forward to Pokemon Leaf Green. I play Fire Red a lot, as it is one of my favorite games ever. I also look forward to watching the Minecraft LP. All the funny, memorable moments from Minecraft have made me want to start going through them. Also, I enjoyed World Gone Sour. It was funny to watch you go through the game trying to understand it. I now see Sour Patch Kids in a totally different way, especially when I find an entire bag emptied on the ground, like the Twitter picture. Keep up the good work on the LPs, they are very good. Finally, there's the art. I personally am not a good artist, but it's one of those things I wish I was better at because I have a lot of good ideas that never see the light of day. I enclosed 2 pictures on blank index cards. One is Charmeleon, my favorite Pokemon, and the other Venusaur, your favorite Pokemon. They turned out alright, I guess, but as Mal said in some vlog somewhere else, all that matters is that you tried your best. Vlogs, LPs, art, did I miss anything? Oh, food. I always find myself munching on something while watching vlogs. I have to so that I don't get too hungry. Anyway, thank you for your time, and I think I speak for many when I say you have done a great job with your work. So long for now. Sincerely, Stephen, youtube.com/Wicked3DS. P.S. Sorry if my last letter was awkward with all that by the time you read this stuff. After hearing you read it back, it sounded weird and I felt it might have been a bit off-putting. No, it's fine. It's really sad because by the time I get these letters, it takes a while. You know, we've been behind on stuff. We went to Seattle. Now we're behind. We're trying to catch up on stuff. And then we have cats. So everything is kind of working against us at this point. You know, we're trying to get ahead. And there used to be a wonderful time in my life where I was uploading videos like 2 weeks ahead of time, and I was chilling back and it was like, well, gotta work on that video, comes out in 3 weeks. And now it's like, oh god, it's 8 p.m. and I have to record the video that comes out tomorrow, and I couldn't have worked on it sooner because I was working on this other thing, and it's bad. But I appreciate all the letters that people send. Thank you very much, Wicked3DS. Oh, and I'm a terrible person. Here's the arts. Venusaur, Venusaur. Charmeleon, Venusaur, Charmeleon, I just fireball. It hurts me bad, and now I'm dead. Next letter is from Cameron in Chetwynd,
British Columbia.
Chetwynd, British Columbia. After briefly looking through this letter, it appears to me that there is absolutely no punctuation, but that's okay because I just assumed that no one in British Columbia uses punctuation. Even so, I'm going to do my absolute best to get through this letter and have it make sense. Hi Stephen, big time watcher here, but I got here like most people through Chugga. I am ashamed to say all I cared about was Chugga's face, but when you said Sonic Next Gen was bad, which it is, I call it Sonic 06, I smashed it with an axe by the way, I found out about you kind of weird because I watched the Chugga Conroy vlog, went and looked for a Minecraft LP, not knowing it was the same person, clicking on a related vlog video, and then finally realizing how awesome you and Mal were, and I am a huge fan of Chugga and Proton John. I have a lot to say in this letter, unlike Faendal, but I want to get to the next letter, unless this is the last letter for the day. Anyway, I have a few questions for you and Mal. Also, this is the first letter I've ever wrote, and the most important one I ever will send. Anyway, on with the questions. Number 1, Stephen, thanks to you, I now vlog an LP. I'm doing Skyrim as a Dark Elf right now, plus Uncharted and Pokemon Black at the moment. I want to know if you would do any collab. As I write this letter, you just uploaded We're Going to PAX, and with all of the water on the streets, I was wondering if I could do commentation on Skyrim 100 or something. I want to do some collabs so I become more popular, but don't worry, I'm not trying to use you. I have a Skype account, message me for the name if you want it. Number 2, Mallory, if you had never played Sonic, what would your favorite Genesis game be? And Steven, can you do this with Earthbound and the Super Nintendo? Number 3, Steven, want some ideas for LPs, what are some games you suggest? Number 4, Mallory, have you ever considered making a YouTube channel and doing LPs with all that time? Steven claims you play Skyrim. Speaking of Skyrim, when you replied to my comment, you said you were too busy to do any collab, which is understandable, but if you ever have that time, look up Cosmic Luigi Galaxy on YouTube, send me a message or contact me on PSN. I'm curious if I can beat you on Halo, even though I'm a little rusty. Also, I want to know what is the difference between VidCon and PAX Prime, and where are these events? Your friend Cameron, known as Cosmic Luigi Galaxy on YouTube. Whew, that was a bit of a mouthful, but I think we got through it, and most of it made sense. First off, I'll start at the bottom just because I noticed it last. VidCon and PAX Prime are completely different. PAX and PAX Prime are kind of geeky events about like video games, board games, Not a whole lot of comic stuff. Mostly video.
A little bit.
A little bit, but not.
There's some other geeky
mostly like
things.
tabletop and video games. VidCon is just about videos. It's a YouTube convention. It is for video, so they're completely different conventions.
PAX East and PAX Prime.
Yes, those take place in Boston and Seattle, respectively. VidCon is somewhere in California, but I've never been, and I don't have a whole lot of interest in going. As for your questions, on your first question, you asked if I would do collabs. I don't do collabs with people. I'm willing, but I don't have a whole lot of time, and I'm only willing to do collaborations with people if it is a mutual benefit to both parties. That is like the official answer for everyone, because I get asked this a lot, which means Stephen Plays has like 16,500 subscribers. We have about 3 million something views. So if you wanted to do a collaboration, I would be willing if our channels were about the same size. Even then, there's no guarantee, especially because I'm so busy. So if it's a mutual benefit to both parties, I would be willing to do it. Otherwise, probably not. Number 2, Mal, what is your favorite Genesis game besides Sonic?
Nostalgia-wise that I played as a kid, or like that I've ever played?
I don't know, just whatever.
Altered Beast.
Altered Beast? A terrible game. Can I do this with Earthbound, the Super Nintendo? Yeah, if I don't pick Earthbound, I would say that probably the Donkey Kong Country series. I say series, but what I really mean is 1 and 2. 3 doesn't count.
Don't you mean Mario Brothers 2?
Mario Brothers 2?
Doki Doki Panic.
That's an NES game, not a Super NES game. It's on All Stars, but
that's why I think of it.
Oh. Also, Super Mario RPG, I'm a big fan of. Number 3, want some ideas for LPs? What are the games you suggest? Don't do that. Play what matters to you. Play games that you enjoy. Don't ask the public what they want you to play. Play games that you enjoy because you're going to have a lot more fun with them. That's my advice. And number 4, Mal, have you ever considered making a YouTube channel? She don't have time. I mean, because I would have to be the one to edit them. I'm already too busy.
Editing your own?
Yeah, it's something that will probably never happen, and if it does happen, it'll be a long time from now. Anyway, Cameron, thank you very much for the letter. I do appreciate it, and we're going to move on to the last letter, which is from Herndon, Virginia.
And there is a name, but the post office put the little barcode on it.
Sad face. Dear Stephen, inside is a watercolor picture of you trying to stab the terrible yet cunning Celosia from Shadow of the Colossus. Even though I've never played the game myself, I did watch your playthrough of it and thought it was magnificent. Speaking of which, that was actually the first playthrough I watched you play after someone discovering the video of when Emil, Conroy, came over to your place. I really enjoy watching your vlogs and your playthroughs whenever I feel bored. I especially thought your reaction in vlog 960 was hysterical. How can your face turn so red like that?
That was the one where you were sitting on the
Where I was on the phone with Time Warner. I'm going to start doing that to the cats if they're doing something bad, because they'll run. You must have a serious blood rush if you get that angry every time, but I digress. Anyways, I actually wanted to ask you a few questions if you have the time. Number 1, from what I've learned from you, you are a towering 6'6", which is 2 inches taller than one of my uncles, and I've always wondered if you have acromegaly, I think is what it says. I'm not very good at pronouncing it. A syndrome in which the pituitary gland produces too many growth hormones. I greatly apologize if that question was too personal, but I'm curious to know. I don't. Well, you probably knew that when I couldn't pronounce the word. I actually have a lot of height in my family, and I know that you guys don't get to see it very often because you really are only exposed to my mom and my dad, who aren't super tall. My dad's like 6'1", maybe. He's shrank over the years. He's probably like 6 foot. Sorry, Dad. But I actually have some pretty tall uncles, far off uncles. Like, they're probably like 6'4", 6'5". I think I have some that are probably taller than me. So I do have height in the family somewhere. Also, I have Marfan's syndrome, which is actually more or less kind of like a heart disease thing. But one of the, I guess, side effects of it is that you are really tall, you're really lanky.
You have alien fingers.
I do have alien
that are,
fingers.
Like, super long.
I do have alien fingers. I speak in that language sometimes. It makes me really upset. So that could be playing into it, but more than likely it's just it's actually from my family. It's in my gene pool somewhere. And
even though Marfan's is genetic too.
Yeah, maybe it's coming from both. I have no idea. I haven't really thought about it, but I'm alive and well, so I can't really complain.
Well.
I'm mostly well. Number 2, have you and Mallory explored the Aether, I think, or Ether, in Minecraft? Because I watched someone else on YouTube who's currently in the Ether and had just lost all their precious things after an encounter with some vicious bird-like creatures and flowers that can shoot poisonous darts. And I'm curious if you two are going to do it, because I love your playthroughs of Minecraft and its custom maps. I've seen it before. I have not personally played it. I'd be willing to do that as a custom map, though. Like, do like a few episodes on it. We want to do more custom maps. People keep asking about it. They're like, you don't have it on your list. Are you going to keep doing custom maps? And yeah, we are. We actually really like Minecraft. It's just there's so many other games we want to get to, and we're trying to knock a few off the list before we get back to doing custom maps. Anyway, that will be all for me. But I do not want the other letters in your P.O. box to wait any longer, and I hope you like the picture I made. Sincerely, Veronica. P.S. I'm also curious if you were adopted, because you have more darker hair and eye color than your parents. I again greatly apologize if that question was too personal, but I'm curious. For the record, pretty much no question is too personal. I mean, if you think it's too personal, ask it. If I don't want to answer it, I won't. But yeah, that's absolutely fine. No, I was not adopted.
Isn't there a picture of, like, your great-grandfather looking just like you, and your mom thought it was you?
Yeah, I don't have it like on me. If I did, I would show it. Here's a picture of me when I was younger. I'll show a few pictures here. You'll notice I actually have blonde hair, which is crazy, and I actually look a lot like my mom, especially when I was younger. And sometime when I was probably around 12 or 13 years old, my hair changed over the course of a summer. My hair went from being very straight and blonde to very wavy and brown. Dark, really dark. And I don't know. Nature's weird, and that's the best way I can explain it. So I was not adopted, although I can understand why you would think that, just from the fact that I don't resemble them a whole lot. If you look at a side by side with me and my mom in the face, you can see some resemblances. I look a lot more like my mom than my dad. Yeah, it was weird changing when I was a teenager. That threw everybody off.
That's when you turned into a robot.
And well, actually, everyone told me later in my life, they were like, "You dyed your hair blonde all the time when you were a kid." And I'm like, "No, why would I do that? I was a kid. Why would I care?" It was just this weird thing to happen to me when I was 13. But Veronica sent awesome art. On the back, actually, there's... See, she wanted to include this PS, which is really great. She did it on a note card, and on the back, it says Argyle Filler. It's pretty spectacular. I just wanted to point that out. But there is some awesome watercolor art. I got a sneak peek of it.
This is pretty awesome.
That's amazing. That's so amazing, and it's actually done on watercolor paper. So I can actually say that because I went to art school, so I know what it is. That's so cool. That's so cool. It's literally me riding Celosia, and also I think I'm trademarked now for like red shirts. I'm even wearing a red shirt. I wear a lot of red T-shirts. I have like the Earthbound shirt and the Coca-Cola shirt. This is fantastic. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much. This is excellent. I am a huge fan of this. Also, Celosia gave me such a hard time. It's really funny because later on I went back and fought Celosia again, and I can beat the stupid thing in like a minute. It's crazy. I just like do dive stabs on it and it's dead. Anyway, Veronica, thank you so much for the letter. Thank you so much for the art. And to everyone who sent in art and letters and whatever you may have sent, thank you. Are you waking up?
Nope. No? Just stretching.
Oh, he's been a little sick. If you've been watching the other vlogs, we have him on medication, and he had a fever the other day, and he's doing all right. He's just relaxing a lot.
He still feels warm.
Yeah, he's a good little kitty. Anyway.
He's sweet.
He's very sweet. No, we're not even talking about the mail anymore. We're like, we have kitties, and they're really sweet. But thank you for sending in mail. If you are watching and you're saying, hey, I want to send in something, you can. Go over to the channel page in the top right corner, this way, top right corner. There will be some information about how to send stuff. Our address is the information that will be up there. You can send stuff, we'll open it, and hopefully by the time you send it, it won't take a month to open. Also, this was a really long mail episode, and I apologize, but I think it was worth it because there were some really awesome leathers in here. So I was really pleased with the quality of this mail episode. It was very good. Anyway, thank you guys for joining us. Join us again really soon because we have a lot more stuff to open for another exciting episode of Stephen and Mao Open the Mail.
With kitties on the
With
laps.
kitties on the lap.